Welcome. Thanks everybody for being with us here today. As Angela mentioned, my name is Phil Bowers. I am the Senior Marketing Manager here at Grandstream. And today going to be telling you about hopefully something you know a little bit about, and then we'll just kind of go into a lot more detail on today. Our solution of, or excuse me, our portfolio of Wi-Fi solutions. We're going to pretty much start off by actually covering talking about a case study of a fellow Streakwave reseller who recently switched most of their business away from what they were using and over to our Wi-Fi solutions, both our GWN Cloud free cloud platform and our series of Wi-Fi access points. So we're going to start by telling you basically about that little case study, kind of why Syslogic chose to deploy Grandstream. And then I'm going to, for the rest of the webinar, actually go through our solutions, break them down for you. And towards the end, going to show you some pretty unique solutions that we enable you to build that go above and beyond your traditional Wi-Fi solutions. That begin to move in the direction of actually moving entire office communications over to wireless. Not only not only data communications, but also your voice, your video conferencing, your video collaboration. So we'll get to that towards the end. So it should hopefully be about, should be able to wrap this up here today in about 25 to 30 minutes. And as Angela mentioned, shoot over any questions that you have at any point in time. So let's get started. All right, so as I mentioned, we're gonna start today by kind of introducing you to our GWN series by telling you a little bit of a story about Syslogic. Syslogic is a fellow Streakwave reseller. They are a full-service IT consulting and computer repair services firm in Canton, Texas. They have, over the years, kind of focused a lot of their business around wired and wireless networks, traditionally for business customers, government customers, and hotel customers. One of the brands that they were using had essentially kind of changed up their business model a little bit, and Syslogic used that opportunity kind of take a step back and look at what else was out there in the marketplace. Basically all with the goal of finding ways that they could deploy wireless networks for their customers that would increase the value of those deployments, both in terms of the features and the functionality that the client get, but also in just the overall price of the deployment, looking for a license-free management option, looking for better access points at a lower price, looking for things that, manufacturers that would allow them to really simplify the installation of their Wi-Fi solutions. And long story short, and as I'm sure we'll put a link in the chat at some point in time today, there's a full written case study on Streakwave's website that you can check out to really get all of the details on this. But to get right to the end of it, they ended up switching all of their new customer deployments over to Grandstream using our GWN series of Wi-Fi access points. And really the big thing for Syslogic was our GWN Cloud Wi-Fi management platform, which I'm going to tell you about as we go here today. It is a fully free license-free cloud Wi-Fi management platform that has no limit on the amount of sites or devices that you can manage with it. So to kind of transition a little bit over to why Syslogic noted that they switched over to Grandstream, and also at the same time, I'm really presenting what we believe are really the core tenets and really the major advantages that we offer and that our solutions offer versus our competition. So to kind of take a step back here, our GWN series has been out on the market actually for, I believe we're coming up, 2019? We're coming up on just about 3 years of these devices being out there on the market. And what we have done, like we've done with many of our other products and product categories that we've released over the years, is we're not just looking to provide a couple of different access points. We're building a full ecosystem of products, solutions, applications, management platforms around those access points to really allow us to really provide a very potent solution for any Wi-Fi deployment of really any size, and giving you options that can be scaled to nearly any level. So the first thing that I want to highlight, and that really was the major thing for SysLogic, was the free cloud management that we offer. GWN Cloud, which is you can access at gwn.cloud, that's the URL for it. This is a free, fully functioning enterprise-grade Wi-Fi management platform. It allows you to, it has no limit on the amount of access points, networks, or sites that you can use to manage, use or set up within the platform. Therefore, really giving you a very scalable, very centralized solution to manage your customers' Wi-Fi deployments, or to even allow them access to go into this platform with specific or customized access to be able to do that as well. So again, this is a free cloud management platform that we offer. GWN.cloud is the URL. Again, no limit on sites, no limits on APs. And actually kind of jumping ahead a little bit, it's not just a Wi-Fi management platform. It is really a full, it gives you much more than just Wi-Fi management. Obviously, it allows you to set up, deploy networks very quickly and very easily. But it also has a full suite of analytics, of real-time proactive alerts and notification, of scheduled tasks for your networks or for various networks. And a lot more than just kind of the, a portal to set up and track your and see what's going on. Gives you that full proactive alert and monitoring, the ability to export reports, the ability to give you reports on demand, or provide a variety of other analytics. And so before I get into the rest of that, in addition to the free cloud management platform that we offer, we also offer, for smaller deployments, as you see below that, all of our access points have free controller software built into them, meaning that any Grandstream access point can serve as a controller. Basically, you can use its web user interface to set up and manage. It's either up to 30 or up to 50 other Grandstream access points, depending on the device. So usually what we say is, if you don't need 30 or 50 access points or below, obviously, one of the easiest things to use is just the controller built into that. Anything over 30 or over 50 access points, you're going to want to use GWN Cloud, but it's also great for even smaller deployments because it allows you to build in different sites, manage it remotely, whatnot. One of the best things about GWN Cloud is the easy installation that it offers there. In point number 2, we have, you would download GWN.cloud. We have a mobile app available for Android and iOS. Download the app, scan the barcode on the back of our devices using the barcode scanner within GWN Cloud, and then it can automatically add it back to your networks. So it literally makes setting up an access point as easy as scanning that barcode and then giving it a network connection. We have a whole portfolio of powerful APs, access points. We'll go through this later, offer a variety of industry-leading features in terms of range, client support, security, roaming, built-in QoS, which is a great feature that these devices have that allows you to have greater control of them, which I'll talk about later. And then as I kind of mentioned with the GWN Cloud part, the ability to go beyond just kind of easily setting up and managing the devices, but whether it be through GWN Cloud or even through the controller software built into the access points, which is actually what you see a screenshot of there, we basically offer a variety of real-time monitoring and reporting tools, so you know what's going on, that allow you to set up alerts and notifications to send to basically make sure that you're always, or your administrators, your IT staff, or whoever you need to be is always up to date with and knows exactly what's going on with your Wi-Fi network, while also allowing the Wi-Fi network to proactively protect itself. So those are really the 4 major things that, if I were to, really tell you anything about our portfolio, that's what I would focus on. And that's really what drove SysLogic to adopt Grandstream products, or the Grandstream Wi-Fi solutions. So to steal a quote from Chris Goldsmith over at SysLogic, adopting Grandstream's GWN series has been a great decision for SysLogic and our customers. These are very high quality Wi-Fi APs that have improved our customers' network while allowing us to provide more at a lower price. A great product combined with Grandstream's local technical support has made, and if I may add something there, and Streakwave's local technical support has made the GWN series a major success for us. So one of the things that we actually didn't really touch on specifically that was kind of inferred going on there, and one of the things that we built our whole series of solutions around is the price to feature ratio that we offer. I would challenge you to check out the features, the functionality, and the price points that we offer in our devices, which, as we just talked about, really offer you a lot, pretty much everything you're going to get from much more expensive enterprise grade systems at a much lower price point, allowing your customers deployments and the money they have for those deployments to go further, and allowing you to actually install more and offer more services. All right, so for the rest of the webinar, I'm gonna pretty much go through the access points, give you a little bit more information on our GWN cloud. And then I'm going to wrap up with what I mentioned earlier, kind of showing you all of the various options and the ways that we allow you to build even more advanced Wi-Fi solutions that go beyond what you traditionally think a Wi-Fi solution is for, and that actually can be used to coordinate and facilitate most of the communications within any business. But let's start. We pretty much covered all of this on the previous slide. Again, one of the things that we have done, and really that's the way that Grandstream differentiates ourselves from pretty much all our competitors, is the wide variety of solutions that we offer. As you know, we're one of the top 4 manufacturer of IP phones in the world. That's kind of what we're best known for, but we've really diversified very much over the years and gotten into video conferencing, facility access, physical security, intercom, and also here with networking solutions. And this is actually kind of one of the things that allows us and our Wi-Fi solutions to offer so much more, because we don't just offer Wi-Fi access points, we offer a whole range of endpoints that go around them that allow you to build Wi-Fi based communication networks. We'll get to that in a little bit. Pretty much everything else we talked about here on this slide: the free Wi-Fi management options, the full portfolio of APs, the free cloud and mobile app installation, and the price to feature ratio. So let's just get right into the actual devices. What you see here are our 4 current GWN series access points that are out there on the market. Within the next, I want to say 3, 4, 5 months, you're actually going to see 2 more access points added to this series, to really just to show you that this is something that we, are really putting a lot of resources in, and something that we're, really making a very focal point of our business going forward is the wireless communication solutions area. So basically, one of the ways that I can kind of begin to go through these is when you move from left to the right, it kind of, in a way, slightly touches on the power of the device. So the 7630, which is a device we actually released within the last couple of months, is not easily, but it is the highest powered access point within our within the GWN series. This is an indoor access point. It gives you that 4x4x4 MIMO, which, as you can see if you look across, is more than basically a step up from what you're going to get with the other access points. Without going too far into the technical nitty-gritty details of MIMO, it basically is a technology that allows the devices to maximize the amount of clients they can support while providing the fastest possible connection to each one of those clients. So basically, that device, being 4x4x4 MIMO, is going to be able to offer the fastest speeds of any of these access points, as you can see, up to 2.33 gigs per second to up to 200 clients at a time. The GWN76LR, the taller one there, that LR stands for long range. This is a weatherproof device, IP66 certified. Allows you to, obviously, we call it an outdoor long range device, but also can be used for indoor long range device. Just has that weatherproof casing. by long range up to 300 meters, which is 125 meters more than any of these other access points. Supports up to 450 clients as well, which is a great thing, especially for your outdoor long range networks where you're generally going to have a lot of people on them. The 7600 LR is for you. The two devices on the right are what I would call more or less your kind of standard indoor access points. The 7610 is going to give you a little bit faster speeds, supports up to 1.75 gigs per second, where the 7600 supports up to 1.27. However, as you can see, the 7600 supports up to 450 clients, where the 7610 supports up to 250. So the way I usually break these two down is that if you're most interested in offering the fastest possible speeds, you want the 70 in an indoor network. Between the 7610 and the 7600, you want the 7610. Between those two devices, if you're most interested in supporting the most amount of clients, which is traditional for retail or public settings, where the focus isn't exactly how many or how great of a connection you can offer, but how many people you can support. In that case, the 7600 is ideal for you. And keep an eye out over the next couple of months. We'll be rolling out beta tests for a couple of new access points, including an additional long range access point that will be added to our portfolio in the next couple of months. So that's a pretty quick little overview of the GWN series. We talked about the built-in controller earlier. That built-in controller, each one of these will allow the user interface of these access points with nothing else done. You don't have to download anything or sign up for this. It's built in. That controller software allows any of these devices to set up, control, and manage Wi-Fi networks with up to either 30 or 50 other Grandstream access points, depending on the device. And while we're on the management topic, we talked about GWN Cloud earlier. Here's just a dedicated slide for it. GWN Cloud, once again, is a fully free Wi-Fi management platform. There are no licenses. There are no restrictions on the amount of features that you can access with a free account. We don't offer anything other than free accounts that have no limit on the amount of devices and no limit on the amount of sites. So again, there is a completely free platform. We don't even offer any pricing options for it. You get access to literally every single feature functionality within GWN Cloud. Comes with a mobile app available for iOS and for Android, which gives you kind of a mobile way to tap into GWN Cloud, check what's going on, while also, as we talked about earlier, making these devices so much easier to install just by scanning their barcodes through that device. GWN Cloud will work with all of the Grandstream access points I just talked about. One thing that is important to mention is that it works only with Grandstream access points. And as I mentioned earlier, it goes way above and beyond just Wi-Fi management. It gives you real-time AP client and monitoring, the ability to set up alerts and notifications that can be proactively sent out, the ability to schedule tasks, the ability to access statistics, reports, really a fully functioning enterprise-grade Wi-Fi platform. Again, it's free. You can sign up, again, with just an email address and a name. So head on over to gwn.cloud to learn a little bit more about it and to sign up. Again, it is fully free, no limit on the amount of access points. There is no pricing structure at all for GWN Cloud, and there's no plan to ever implement one. So again, fully free, enterprise-grade Wi-Fi management platform for Grandstream access points. All right, let me just take a quick little drink of water here. All right, so about 20 minutes in, which actually is probably about where we should be at this point. So for the rest of the webinar, I'm going to begin. So now that I've told you about, pretty much the core of our Wi-Fi solutions, which always is going to be the access points and the backend management system, I'm going to kind of spend the rest of the webinar showing how, because Grandstream offers this wide variety of solutions we offer, that how we enable you and your customers to build Wi-Fi voice and video solutions. So we're talking here about actually deploying VoIP solutions or SIP video solutions throughout a business office through Wi-Fi rather than through traditional wired networks, which is becoming a really popular way to I was going to say to deploy new deployments. That doesn't make sense, obviously, but to facilitate new deployments. So just to kind of take a step back at it, there's a lot of different, it's kind of not one clear term that the industry uses. This says Wi-Fi voice. I have actually started calling it Wi-Fi UC or Wi-Fi or UC Wi-Fi or UC over Wi-Fi. You'll see other terms out there, VO Wi-Fi, which is voice over Wi-Fi. You'll actually see it written sometimes as voice over Wi-Fi. And literally, as I'm sure many of you know already, all we're talking about here is extending SIP accounts to devices through Wi-Fi rather than through your traditional wired networks. You don't need any special plans for this. It offers some great advantages, specifically for businesses and both to streamline the setup within their office, but also to cut back on costs by eliminating the miles of wiring that are within really any office, and then really allowing businesses to go in the office or in the direction of truly wireless offices. And as I believe I'll touch on later, we actually offer, mainly through QoS built into our access points, the ability for you to actually prioritize voice traffic over your Wi-Fi network, or video traffic over your Wi-Fi network, or applications or other data through your Wi-Fi network. So not only, I know traditionally kind of the thing that was kind of missing in this area was the ability to prioritize that voice traffic so you don't have a customer's critical call competing for bandwidth on your network with somebody playing Angry Birds on their phone at their desk or something like that. And with the QoS in our devices, we enable you to do that. So pretty much touched on this, the advantages. Again, it says Wi-Fi voice, but I'm gonna, as you see here, it's a lot more than just Wi-Fi voice. It's Wi-Fi voice, it's Wi-Fi video, it's Wi-Fi video security, it's Wi-Fi facility access. Again, to utilize those immersive Wi-Fi networks that businesses already have instead of running cables all over the place. And as I'm sure everyone knows, it's, technology has gotten to the point where Wi-Fi technology is as fast, is as reliable, is as strong a connection in most places as a wired network. It really offers unprecedented mobility for businesses, or especially within an office, to be able to move around and work from anywhere and just take a device with you rather than having to go somewhere where there's something on the phone. We talked about the easy installation. It's incredibly eco-friendly and is a major part of a lot of companies' green initiatives to kind of switch to these wireless communications networks, because it cuts back on so much waste, on all that wiring, on a lot of waste that goes along with the deployments and the updating of them. And again, streamlines ongoing management, where instead of having to also manage and kind of keep up this network of miles of Ethernet cables and anything that could go wrong with them, then you just have a wireless network that you're relying on. So we offer, as I've pretty much touched on, a wide variety of devices in addition to our Wi-Fi access points and management systems that allow you to build these Wi-Fi based communication networks within a business. And this is where the diversification and the wide range of products that we offer really begins to turn this into, in my opinion, a really interesting solution. So obviously, in these cases, we're talking about just integrating your SIP network putting an access point on your SIP network, which then will just extend those connections out to these devices wirelessly. We have our WP series, top right there. Currently the WP820, you're gonna see a new one that I'm gonna tell you about actually towards the end of the webinar, coming out in a couple of months. Those are cordless Wi-Fi IP phones. They simply connect back to SIP accounts through Wi-Fi and allow you to, roam around any facility. They offer, great advantage in comparison to DEC phones, though they frankly are a little bit more expensive than DEC phones, but because they can just simply very easily roam and go anywhere within a Wi-Fi connection rather than having to have you know, specific base stations set up in various areas. Our GXV series of Android IP video phones, the second best-selling line of video phones in the world, all of those devices have built-in Wi-Fi. We're about to launch our 3350, a new version, which I'm actually going to tell you about on the very last slide. So within this series now, we have the 3370, which gives you a 7-inch touchscreen and fully integrated Wi-Fi. 3380, which gives you an 8-inch touchscreen, and then the 3350 coming out soon, which will give you a 5-inch touchscreen. All of those devices give you built-in Wi-Fi. They're all Android-based devices, which means that you can conference with Android apps. They're also SIP video devices with cameras built into them, meaning that you can hold point-to-point IP video calls with people, with anybody through this device. I also mentioned the ability to use any Android video platform as well. All of these have integrated Wi-Fi and work over Wi-Fi. Our new GRP series down in the bottom right-hand side there, those are our new generation of IP phones. We're calling them our carrier-grade IP phones. I believe it's 3 out of the 6 models in the series have built-in Wi-Fi. Again, not a Wi-Fi dongle, it's built in. All of our devices don't require Wi-Fi dongles. All of these devices have built-in Wi-Fi. So that allows you to basically have a traditional desktop phone that will work over Wi-Fi. Our GSC series of intercom speakers and microphones, which we just launched in the beginning of August, those support Wi-Fi as well, which gives you the ability to set up an intercom network throughout an office and tap into that intercom network just through Wi-Fi from, you know, by making wireless calls from the WP series, for example, rather than having to integrate or basically just connecting those intercom devices back to your SIP network through Wi-Fi. We also offer our GVC 3210, which is a sub $1,000 video Android 4K video conferencing device that has Wi-Fi built into it. Again, to allow you to create a conference room setting or more of a video collaboration setting. The device also runs Android, so we're not just talking again about SIP video. We're talking about any Android application that you could video conference with, in addition to any SIP video platform. Ability to again to add video conferencing or collaboration and integrate it with your network through Wi-Fi. Those are really the main tenets of that. We're continuing to build this out, and the majority of the devices that you see coming out from us moving forward will have built-in Wi-Fi. Anything else that I knew here? Oh, just actually on the bottom there, that's why I wanted to include this. 2 other devices we offer that have built-in Wi-Fi are GXP 1760W, which is one of our mid-range IP phones, has Wi-Fi built into it. Our GAC 2500, which is our conference room phone, has Wi-Fi built into it. And we also offer Grandstream Wave, which is a free soft phone application for Android and iOS that allows you to turn any Android or iOS device into a fully functioning VoIP phone by running this application. It's a free app. You can integrate SIP accounts that are running on, you know, other platforms or non-Grandstream platforms as well, and allows you to then basically turn any mobile device with a Wi-Fi connection into a fully functioning IP phone. And with the Android side of it, it also has video support. So it's a couple of additional Wi-Fi devices that we offer there. All right, so about 1:29 local time for me here in Boston, which I know is 10:29 out on the West Coast. Should be able to wrap up here within the next couple of minutes. Do appreciate everybody's patience and time for being here today. One of the last things before I begin to wrap up the webinar that I want to also talk about, we talked about all of the various endpoints that we have, that communications endpoints that we have that support Wi-Fi. Here we're gonna show you how with our GDS series, one of our most popular products that we've announced within the last couple of years, which gives you door access systems. The GDS 37, or one of the GDS models, excuse me, has video, which you see there is a 3705. The other one which is just audio only. Here, using the video example because it's the most powerful example, you have the ability to essentially create a Wi-Fi facility access solution so that all of these devices don't have to be, directly connected or go through your backend wired network. You have a GDS 3710, which is added to your UCM and connected to, added to a PBX or a SIP platform, which is then integrated with a Wi-Fi access point. And with our various Wi-Fi devices, gives you the ability to control that through Wi-Fi. The best example, as you see there, is our WPA20, the cordless Wi-Fi phone, which actually does support and allow you to have a streaming video connection between that device. This is great. The example I always give here is for schools, for example, where the principal or security guard is going to be all over the place, never tied to a physical desk. And they need to be able to control access to the facility from wherever they are. Give them an 820. Not only can they see them, but they can actually have conversations and then press a button on the Grandstream phone to let somebody in. Same thing goes for all of our other Wi-Fi enabled devices. Can receive calls through Wi-Fi to let people in, let visitors in. Through doors connected to any of our GDS devices simply by pressing a button on the Grandstream device itself. All right, so let's wrap up here with some quick deployment examples that just kind of brings everything that we talked about here today. A lot of this should be pretty quick to go through. Start with small to medium-sized business. I'm sure many of you know it's historically our target market is small to medium-sized businesses. And here's an example of that, where you have basically the UC network deployed out through the office through Grandstream's GWN series access points, and you have a whole series of Wi-Fi enabled endpoints working with the device. Our GXV video phones for executives or power users, GRP devices, or the GXP 1760W for staff. For anybody that's up and about, the WPA20, our GSC intercom speakers are great for these types of deployments in common areas because they have Wi-Fi, giving you the ability to make a page to it or make an intercom connection to it. And with our one of our GSC devices, you actually have the ability to create a two-way audio conversation, and then Grandstream Wave running on any Android or iOS device, as we talked about. Moving up to an enterprise, it's really just the same. It's similar thing, just at a much larger scale, more access points. Here you're probably going to be talking specifically about using GWN Cloud to manage it. And then really similar things in terms of the video phones for executives or power users, GRPs or GXPs for staff, the cordless Wi-Fi phones for managers or anyone else on the go, GSC devices in common areas, and then managers, anybody that's up and about also would be a good idea to give them Grandstream Wave. And here we're adding the facility access, the Wi-Fi facility access that we talked about earlier. Multi-site, again, much of the same thing. You're just linking the two sites together through a VPN, allowing them to share a network, allowing one office, for example, to make intercom calls or direct calls to the other office, allowing the facility access or physical security to also be kind of shared between the two offices. In terms of a hotel, we actually have, and I should have mentioned this earlier, if you go to our website and click on Solutions tab at the top on the very bottom, you'll see case studies, and we have a bunch of different case studies that cover a lot of what we're talking about here today. Actually, specifically, we have a variety of hotel case studies on these topics. And here you go again, very, very similar to the rest of them in terms of what the devices are used for, the UC network or the SIP network being deployed out through Wi-Fi connections, facility access, mobile devices with Grandstream Wave, cordless devices, desktop devices, desktop video devices, intercom speakers, whatnot, all through Wi-Fi. Retail stores and warehouses, again, really a lot of the same types of devices that we're talking about here, with the same type of, the network being deployed out through Wi-Fi. In a warehouse, this is where I think the 7600 LR, the long-range version, really begins to have value in an indoor setting as well. And again, video phones, GRPs, the WP820, our intercom speakers, microphones, Grandstream Wave, and the GDS series. And last but not least, the education. This is always actually one of my favorite examples to give for these types of Wi-Fi communications deployments, because you often have, you really need, in many cases with the push for security anymore, the ability to have and to be able to make video calls from classroom to classroom, the ability to manage access to the facility and to give that to certain people to be able to manage basically from a phone on their belt, to be able to keep in touch with and share information through that intercom network. And all of this is able to be done through Wi-Fi, especially, which is great for many schools which are older and often aren't built for the type of modern deployments. So being able to install this in a wireless solution is a great option to have. All right, so this is the last slide, and then we will wrap up. Just to kind of really go back to what we were talking about earlier. I know throughout the webinar we kind of went from talking about your more traditional Wi-Fi solutions to Wi-Fi communication solutions. So to just kind of bring it back to our Wi-Fi access points and Wi-Fi management platforms. You see a comparison chart here that I actually put together in comparison to major manufacturer out there on the industry, and kind of all of the advantages that we offer in comparison specifically to this one manufacturer. Again, free Wi-Fi management options, a variety of different Wi-Fi management options, either the access points themselves, free cloud with GWN Cloud, and the mobile app that comes with GWN Cloud. What else going down here? Real-time network monitoring through those various management options, a whole portfolio of different Wi-Fi access points that support up to 450 users, up to 2.3 gigs per second. Outdoor weatherproof option. All of our devices have built-in power over Ethernet, the access points I'm talking about here. We talked about real quickly the advanced QoS built into all of our access points, which allows you to prioritize the connections that go through those. We support mesh network. We have a whole network, as we then finished up, of Wi-Fi voice and video endpoints to build even more advanced communication solutions with it. And we even offer, as you see down there at the bottom, a variety of different features, which I think I'm going to actually might come up in a second, that allow you to actually help support roaming on your with our devices. Roaming is traditionally a client decision, and we simply have added a variety of features to help support that. So when you put all that together, again, the free cloud management, the free real-time alerts, the mobile app, the Wi-Fi speeds that we support, the range of the access points, the amount of clients they support, the ability to prioritize certain traffic through your Wi-Fi networks, that roaming support, and the high-end security that we offer. We really believe in, and we're seeing a lot of traction with our GWN series across the world, not just here in North America. And we really think it's a great option for you and for your customers. And we're here to help you understand it up at the best level possible and help you deploy these devices, understand how to deploy them, and support your efforts to do so. All right, so I see that I went already about 10 minutes longer than I thought. Do apologize. Last slide. I actually forgot about this one, but this is the last slide. Just wanted to kind of mention some upcoming, basically give you a sneak peek into some upcoming Wi-Fi products that we're going to be coming out with. Because as I mentioned earlier, this isn't, the Wi-Fi thing isn't just a kind of a shot in the dark for us. We're really building it into our entire solution. Our GXV3350 Android IP video phone gives you a 5-inch touchscreen, built-in Wi-Fi and Bluetooth That should be released in early November. It's actually currently being tested by our Insider Beta Club. The next model in our GRP carrier grade IP phone series, the 2616, which does have built-in Wi-Fi, will be out in early November as well. One of the to differentiate these from our other GRPs, gives you a little bit bigger of a screen, but it also gives you that second LCD screen there in the bottom right for a total of 48 virtual multi-purpose keys. Again, the phone does have built-in Wi-Fi. Talked a little bit about it a couple times, our WP810. This is essentially a little bit more basic version of our current WP820. It's going to cost a little bit less, does have built-in Wi-Fi, 6-hour talk time, which is a little bit less than the WP820, which also has a couple of other features in addition that the 810 doesn't have. And then frankly, what might be, in my opinion, one of the most exciting devices that kind of fits into this ecosystem coming out is what we're calling our GSC 3570. We are tentatively calling it an HD intercom and facility control station. We actually have just set one of these up in our office last week, right outside a conference room. Gives basically right from this device, gives you the ability on this 7-inch touchscreen with built-in Wi-Fi to control facility access with the GDS, to let people in, to let people out, to control and send out intercom messages, or to access the intercom network, whether it be a video intercom or just a voice intercom. Gives you the ability to make SIP calls to any devices, gives you the ability to, right from this device, to integrate your SIP security cameras with it, to actually from this device see the live feed or change alarm settings on those devices, whatnot. It's a really, really powerful device. One of the things that we've been working on is trying to find a name that really accurately describes everything it does. And intercom and facility control station is what it looks like we'll go with. And that's the WP810 and the 3570. I would look for those probably in early January. All right, so I apologize for going a little bit longer than I had intended to. Do want to thank everybody for being with us here today. Hope you learned a little bit about our GWN series of Wi-Fi access points and the whole solution of communication technologies that they allow you to build. So yeah, with that, I will turn it back over to Angela for any questions that we may have.
Yes, thank you, Phil. There were actually a few questions that did come up during the presentation. So one of the questions is, will the GWN Cloud work with GWN 7000 router?
Yes, it does.
Okay. And the other question was, why does the number of clients go down on the GWN 7630 versus the 7600?
7630 versus the 7600. My guess is, if you don't mind, I'm just going to go back to that specific slide. Almost there, don't worry. Yeah, so the 7630 in comparison to the 7600. My guess, honestly, I'd have to check in with our technical team, but looking at the specs here, my guess is just that it requires, because it supports the faster speeds and is more kind of tiered towards offering the fastest possible, basically maximizing the connection for each client rather than supporting a lot of clients. That's just kind of the way the processor of the product is prioritized to, rather than to support a lot of clients, to be able to send out the maximize the connection that each client has. Where I would say the 7600 is really more about supporting a lot of different clients. Really great for probably like public hotspots or public areas where you're offering free or limited public networks.
Okay, great. I hope that answers it. The other question we have is, will MFRs be available for the APs?
So that is a great question. Give you a little bit of insight. We're actually going through the process of refiguring out our NFR program. And probably I would expect within the next month, you'll see some news about that. So stay tuned to that. There will be an NFR program that we will be launching soon. Obviously, there'll be some requirements and whatnot for it, but keep an eye out for that.
Okay, great. Here's another question. So they're asking, is it on the roadmap to support Facebook Wi-Fi to allow businesses to use Facebook check-in as a requirement to authorize guest users?
Absolutely.
They're referring specifically to the check-in functionality and not simply using Facebook username password to authenticate, but this is basically what they're building their clients based on.
Yeah, so I can tell you, I know that we support the first thing that you mentioned there, the ability to log in with Facebook username and have it authenticated by Facebook. And we're moving in the direction of being able to support the full functionality of it, the kind of the initial part of it. So that should be coming soon. At the moment, I know that we do support the ability to log in and authenticate with Facebook login and a Facebook password authenticated through Facebook.
Great. Will Grandstream be bringing to market any switches to complete the product offering?
That's a great question, and I'll be honest with you guys. This is a very popular discussion internally. It comes up at almost literally every single meeting that we have, and I think we're moving in that direction, but I don't. There's nothing concrete at the moment. From the marketing standpoint, I absolutely want to offer these. It speaks to the whole solution that we keep promoting. Up to this point, kind of the stance that we've taken on it is we don't believe that we can build anything that is differentiated from anything else out there and do so at a better or a lower cost. So that's kind of where we're at with it at the moment. I know we're looking into it, and a lot of people are pushing for it internally, but to be honest, I wouldn't expect it within the next year or so.
All right. Will you be coming out with a app?
An app? What is any specific? What type of app? I guess would be my follow-up question.
I don't know. They'll have to ask. Let's see if they'll respond back. Let's go on to another question.
Sure.
What kind of support is offered for the GWN?
So we have through Grandstream, we have what we call our help desk system, which is essentially just our technical support system. It's done online through our website. The caveat or the major thing, that point of emphasis that I would add here is if you are registered as a Grandstream reseller, which if you're not, I would encourage you to do so. You can do that at Partner Connect. But those of you that are registered through Partner Connect as a Grandstream reseller, if you file your support tickets through your Partner Connect account, they're actually come through marked as being flagged that you're a Grandstream reseller. And in North America, we do our best to guarantee a 2-hour callback time or 2-hour contact back time for those that are members of our Partner Connect platform. So that's my best advice in terms of that. To go further into that I guess that's on technical support. To go touch on things like training and whatnot, part of we have Grandstream Academy, which is our training and certification portal. There are 3 different technology or product tracks within that platform. And one of them is Wi-Fi solutions, our GWN series. So if you're interested, we can definitely work with Streakwave to set up. We may have, I think, you know better than I do. We've done a couple of these recently. But we can run trainings and have a whole section of our training program just for the GWNs and for GWN Cloud. We can go into a lot more details on that, but there are 3 different levels within Grandstream Academy. You have the lower level, which is an exam or certification that you can just get real quickly by watching a video and taking an online exam. And then there's that next step, the middle tier, which I believe we call Grandstream Certified Specialist. Apologize, I forget the tiers off the top of my head. But that middle tier is in person, full day, sometimes 2-day technical training where you have a Grandstream engineer or a Streakwave engineer walks you through and shows you how to set everything up and integrate everything together. So that would be another thing that I would definitely look to do, and you know, we can definitely work with Streakwave if there's interest, obviously, to get something like one of those trainings set up for in person.
Okay, perfect. And just to add on to that, we are actually working on a certification training coming up in November. The location is in Dallas. We're actually setting up to get that information up on our website, so just stay on the lookout for that if anyone is interested to attend a certified training. And then to wrap up, going back to a question so they're asking, you have 802.11 AC. Will you be coming out with the 802.11 AX?
AX was the question?
AX, not X.
Let me see what we got here. I'd be honest, I would imagine we are. I'll be completely honest with you. I don't know off the top of my head. But I would imagine we are, and I will check up on that. And Angela, I'll follow up with you, and we can find a way to get that answer out. Okay.
That sounds great. So that's basically all the time that we have right now. Thank you everyone for attending. Thank you, Phil, for the great presentation. If there's any other questions that were not answered, or you have questions that do come up, please don't hesitate to contact Grandstream or Streakwave directly, and we'll be happy to get those answers resolved. We'll also be sending out a follow-up email in regards to the webinar, so you can go ahead and watch it back in case you had any other questions or missed a slide or two. With that, Phil, did you have any last things that you wanted to add before we let go?
No, that's it. Just want to thank everybody for being with us here today. Appreciate your patience, as I know I went a little bit longer, and look forward to seeing everybody at another Grandstream Streakwave webinar very soon.
All right, sounds great. Thank you, everyone, and thank you, Phil. Have a great day.